What's good, Joel Shigamaka? And after all these years of the New York Knicks being garbage, I can finally look at this team and actually be proud of it. The guys that that are on the team this season, they've done some really good stuff. The New York Knicks have skyrocketed past the expectations we all had for them. And if anybody says they called the Knicks being in the playoffs this season, they're a liar. If anybody called that they said Julius Randle be playing like this, they're a liar. If anybody said that RJ Barrett was gonna jump like this, they're a liar. And I really did not think this team was gonna make the playoffs. Like, I was really wary of them making the playoffs, but they've been a pleasant surprise. And when the New York Knicks are good, the energy in New York is good. I can go outside right now and I can get $100 from a stranger. That's how different the energy is in New York when the New York Knicks are winning. But I really just want to shout out Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, and Tom Thibodeau. Those three are the key to making this ship run. But yeah, if you like the video, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. You're on the way there, but yeah, just listen to what I said just now. But yeah, the New York Knicks have turned into a defensive powerhouse. I think they're a top 10 defense, and I think they're like top 2. I'll have to check, but all I know is they have an elite defense. Tom Thibodeau has really turned this franchise around. And I was just, when they first signed him, I'm just thinking like, man, he's not really going to do anything. All he does is just, he's known for being a defensive coach, but I'm like, there's nobody on this Knicks team that, is going to be a top tier, elite defender. I mean, we had Mitchell Robinson. He was a good shot blocker, but not an overall, amazing defender. I did not think that Julius Randle would become the two-way player that he's become, but that's not even the most shocking part about Julius Randle. Last year when Julius Randle was on the Knicks, he was a guy who had that spin move. He was, a solid post guy, couldn't really pass, he could rebound, but he couldn't really shoot the ball. That was the issue. He couldn't really shoot, but he was always shooting. This season, the man is shooting 41% from three. Let me show you the Julius Randle stats. In 37 minutes per game, he's averaging 23, 10, and 6. 23, 10, and 6. His elevation as a playmaker has really opened a lot of things up for the New York Knicks. And without him, none of this would be happening because he's opening things up for everybody. And I feel like his post game has become more refined because now he has, a post fade, so that doesn't allow people to sit on his, post hooks and stuff and like layups in the paint. And RJ Barrett, his development has been beautiful because last year I don't think he made an all-rookie team, and last year was just a very underwhelming year for him because some rookies don't come into the league prepared to immediately have production. It usually takes time. Majority of rookies in the NBA history, it takes time for them to develop correctly. RJ Barrett's problem is that he couldn't really shoot jumpers like that, but somehow, some way, he worked on it in the summertime. Obviously, he worked out. He put a lot of time into that craft. The man found a way to find a jump shot, and that's opened up everything for him because now you have to respect his jumper. This season, in 34 minutes per game, RJ Barrett is averaging 17.3 points on 38.1% from 3 and 6 rebounds and 3 assists. And he's been a great defender. He's really physical. He's really big, and he can slide his feet well. And honestly, I didn't think Julius Randle could slide his feet like that, but we've seen a lot of instances where he's staying with top tier offensive guys. And shout out Derrick Rose, man. I'm always shout out Derrick Rose in all these videos because Derrick Rose is my number one day one guy. He got me into the NBA, but D Rose this season, when they traded for him, I said, man, finally D Rose can just play meaningful basketball because the Knicks get into the playoffs at all is meaningful basketball. I don't care if they're not a contender. I don't care if they're not, winning the championship this year or even perhaps not even getting out of the first round. But D Rose this season in 25 minutes a game, he's giving you 12 points on 36% shooting, and he's giving you 4 assists and 2 rebounds. D Rose can always find ways to score. He still has that explosiveness, obviously not to the degree of when he was in his prime, but he still has that explosiveness and the craftiness to finish around the rim. And as his career has progressed on, he's found a jump shot as well. That's the thing about the New York Knicks team. They can really shoot it. So now, where do the Knicks go from here? Because obviously this core we have right now is not a championship core. How do we go from this to a championship? New York City is one of the biggest markets in the NBA. All the New York Knicks had to do was get a competent team to make a playoff push. So now in free agency, I'm not sure about if there's a big fish free agent this year, but in the coming years, we are going to be able to attract a free agent because it's New York City and there's a good building blocks here. We have a good coach. We have good, young guys. We have good veterans. I mean, Reggie Bullock, when he came here from the Lakers, I'm like, that guy's trash. That's why the Lakers gave him up. But he's been shooting it well. He's been, putting on for the city of New York. And Shout out to Nerds Noel, man, because that man, he came out of the draft with high expectations. He bounced around the league. He was in OKC last year. When the Knicks signed him, like, that doesn't really mean much anymore. That doesn't really mean much. He's just a bench big, but the man has been playing good defense. He's been, setting hard screens, rolling hard, deterring shots as best as he can. He's just been doing his very, very simple, defined role. Shout out Mitchell Robinson as well. And we hope that he comes back from that injury, better. But a really surprising guy was Emmanuel Quickly. Because when the Knicks got him on draft night, I didn't even know who he was. But as soon as he started playing for us, I knew that New York City was the perfect spot for him, because he has a certain kind of swagginess and a certain kind of, I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it besides swaggy. He just gets swaggy with the ball. And he loves those floaters. He can shoot the three. He's been cold, recently, but overall for the season, for like a late first round pick, we've gotten a lot of value out of that guy. But yeah, man, this Knicks team is just amazing to see. Shout out Alec Burks, man. He's really, really scoring well. 40% from three for Alec Burks, and it's just been really, really good. I guess shout out Elfrid Payton for, holding down the starting spot, but Elfrid Payton is not really amazing like that. But yeah, man, this Knicks team is really exciting, and I'm a Bulls fan first, but I also support the New York Knicks, and it's just been really exciting to see them. And I hope that we, play in the first round and give a top seed a really, really tough series, because I don't think we're going to win a championship, but it's going to be fun to see the Knicks in the playoffs once again. We are the 6th seed right now, so that matches us up with the 3rd seed. I think the 3rd seed is the Milwaukee Bucks. I think that would be a fun series. Maybe it might be a sweep, maybe they go 5, but I think that would be a very fun series, and it's very important. But Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, and Tom Thibodeau, they are the engine that makes this ship run, and without them, none of this will be happening. So I just want to thank them right there. But yeah, if you saved in this video, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.